Hey friends, this is going to be part one of our testimony. So I wasn't quite sure where I want to start at first because I hadn't really gotten direction as of where God wants me to start with our testimony. So I was just doing my things out in the kitchen tonight, and I just felt like God said, go and make the first video of your testimony. So I want to share that. I want to do that. And the place where he told me to start is when we decided to come to Colorado. So we knew for about a year or a little bit more that we would be coming out here sometime. We did not tell anybody because we did not want the rumor to come out that we're going to Colorado anytime soon, because we didn't know, honestly. We were like, well, maybe in 5 to 10 years. Like, it looked impossible to us to do this at this time. And so while we knew God spoke to Willis about coming out here to Karis, and I knew in my heart that we'd be coming out here sooner rather than later. Okay, so I just want to say this. I had a lot of fear to conquer in my life. And there had to be a lot of time spent in my quiet place sitting at the feet of Jesus in order to conquer this. And that is actually so simple, guys. The quiet place, it doesn't matter where that is. It can be in your bedroom. It can be in your closet, a little space. It doesn't matter. God will meet you there. It's because he cares and he loves you. And so while fighting the battles and fears of what are people going to say? What will people say when the people that knew a little bit more about how our year of 2024 was going, God was doing a lot of stuff. He was taking a lot of stuff out of our lives that was keeping us from doing what he wanted us to do. And so we thought it was a rough year, but honestly, God took care of us all through that. And he showed us over and over and over again that it does not matter what you have to eat or to drink or to wear the next day. He will take care of it and he will provide for us. So we, about July, I believe, no, it was before July. It was probably May or so. Willis started getting some emails from Karis just saying when it's starting and wondering if we're coming and such. Well, at this point, nobody knew yet that we even thought about it, except the person that Willis was working for at the time. He had mentioned something to him when he started because he said he doesn't feel right not saying anything. So he was the only one outside of Willis and I knowing that we would someday go. But here's the thing, guys. We had so many amazing people in our lives who've walked this journey, who've been at the place where we are at. And we saw the faith that they carry and what they have, and we wanted that. And the year of 2024 was simply preparing us for this journey ahead of us. God wanted us to realize, no matter the situation you have in, that you are in, don't worry, I will take care of you. You do not have to worry about a thing. Guys, in July of this year, we come to the point that we realize, hey, we have to make a decision. Either we're going this year or we're not going. And it still looked impossible to us because we talked about it all the time. Like, we had a house, we own a house, we had the children enroll in school. Willis had just started a new job for a month and a half. Like, how is this going to look to everyone? What about our families? And we had a huge concern about all of it. And it was a lot of fear of the unknown. I think a lot of you will know what I'm talking about. Fear of the unknown. And there was many a day that I'd have to pray and praise Jesus for everything he's doing, because honestly, you guys, financially we couldn't see a way through, because the struggle in this year with having a job and stuff and things not working out, not being able to find another job, like there was so many instances like that. And so it was a real struggle. When it came down to the point of deciding, what are we gonna do? What we need to make a decision. We can't wait longer to let Karis know if we're coming. We talked with Willis' mentor one Sunday, and we just told him where we're at. We said, we don't know what to do. Like, here's what was going on. Like, every time we talked about it at home, and we were just like, no, we can't go. It's impossible, like, to get everything set up in 5 weeks from now, be leaving, because school was starting 5 weeks out from that date. And we asked the Lord, what shall we do? What do you want us to do? And we didn't really get a clear answer. Although we both felt in our hearts that we're supposed to go, we did not feel peace with staying at home. And every time Willis would pick up his phone to call them and tell them that we're not coming, he said he just couldn't. He could not dial that number and tell them that we're not coming. So we talked with Willis' mentor one Sunday, and after talking with him, he was like, you know what? I think both of you know deep in your hearts what God is asking you to do. And we did. But the whole big thing was that mountain of fear standing in front of us. And we knew that we'd have to step forward in faith and trust the Lord that he will make a way, and that he's got this. He's a good God. That's who he is. He cares about us, and he cares about the desires of our hearts. And funny backstory was, in the previous years, Willis had often mentioned how he'd love to move to Colorado sometime, or move out west sometime. And we just never thought that it would actually happen. And because of the children being growing up and just the huge move that is to move cross country. And so we, that day, leaving church, we went out on the road. We started driving down the road, and we both looked at each other at the same time, and we said, we need to go. We have no choice. Like, if we want to walk in God's will for us right now, we need to go. And here's the thing, guys. Even if you do not do what God is asking you to do, He will provide for you if you trust Him, okay? But He might not be able to bless you to the extent that He intends to bless you when you walk in His will. When you do what He asks you to do, then He is able to work through people that He wants to bless you with. So, we come home that Sunday, and the biggest thing in front of me was telling our loved ones, our friends, and our families that we're leaving in 5 weeks for Colorado. It was by far the biggest fear that we faced. Telling Willis, the guy that he worked for, that he's quitting, that we're leaving in 5 weeks. Like, it was just so many hard things to do. It looked like a mountain in front of us, and we had to pull the children out of school. It was July already, so we were only a couple weeks away from school starting. And so we talked with the principal. He was very understanding, and he was like, you guys, you need to do what God's asking you to do. And he said, usually there's a fee to pay if you don't if you do not pull your children out before a certain time, like before they have all their lessons and stuff, there's a fee to pay, and understandably so. And the thing is, we did not have the finances to pay for that fee, but they didn't know that. But he said he wants to talk with one of the guys that take care of the finances and stuff at school, and he'll get back to us about the amount that we need to pay, because we have four kids enrolled in school. And so we just waited, and he calls us back and he says, you know what, we talked about it, and it is just not necessary that you guys pay that fee. That was God. That was God in His goodness, because He saw that we couldn't do it. We could not pay that fee. And we were like, God, either you will have to provide money to pay this fee, or then work out something. And you know what He did? Because He's good. He's a good God, and He cares about us. And so that was just one instance that we saw God coming through there. We met up with a realtor like the next week, and we said we'd like to put our house on the market to sell. And he was like, yeah, sure. As soon as we leave, he can come in and take pictures with it empty and cleaned and put it on the market for us. So we were like, awesome. This is wonderful. And So we did that. Willis quit his job. I started packing the next day. Okay. We decided Sundays that we're going, and I started packing Mondays. Okay. So this first week that we even knew that we're leaving, okay, we had to let everyone know, and we had to let family know that we're going to Colorado for Bible school. And you know what? I called them, and it wasn't easy telling all our family that we're leaving, that we don't know when we'll see them next. And being used to seeing my mom once or twice a week, and sometimes more than that, just dropping over, calling her often, and I still call her like all the time now. Okay, so and what they said just blessed me. Nobody had a condemning word for us. They might have had some of their concerns, and rightfully so. Do you have a place to live? No, we don't. Do you like there was just a lot of questions, okay? So, but there was so many things that we didn't know as well, and we just had to take it one step at a time. And a lot of people would tell us, just take one step at a time, just take the next step. And that's what's so important, guys. The step may seem so small, but it is exactly what God wants you to do. So we took the next step, and we packed everything. God provided divinely, okay? Like, there was no way that we could have done this on our own, okay? So the day before the trailer was supposed to be picked up, the finances arrived to go get the trailer, okay, for us to move. And we had a lot of friends coming to load the trailer, and that was the day that we got the trailer to our house. And it was just, everything was so amazing. We had a bunch of friends were so willing to come and help us load and just get everything loaded for us, that we don't have to worry about it. Somebody offered to haul our trailer out here to Colorado, and we are so grateful. We were so grateful. God knew, and He did what He does best. He provided a way for us to get our belongings to Colorado. Thank you, Jesus. So, after we loaded everything, everything was packed up out of the house. House was empty. There was a deep peace present, like a peace that passes all understanding. And deep in our hearts, there was a deep peace. And we just, after doing the hardest thing of simply saying yes, when we decided we'd be going to Colorado, just saying yes took away all that anxiety and fear that we were facing with just a thought of doing it. So you guys, we had everything loaded. It was Wednesdays, I believe. Tuesday nights, we had everything loaded. We had Wednesday yet at our house alone. And Thursday morning, we had plans to start out. And we finished loading everything Thursday morning. And we were packed and loaded in our Yukon, okay? Um, but God was good. We got everything in there, and we started traveling for Colorado. We said our goodbyes to family. Um, and at the time, my grandpa was not good at all. So we knew that surely in a couple of weeks, we would probably be heading in for that funeral because we, you guys, I had told my mom, it was my mom's dad, and he was very close to me. We had a really good relationship. I had a lot of very close talks with him before he died. In the last, I don't know, last year or so before he died, we talked often. Um, I was never, he was just such an amazing guy. He would never ever say a bad word about anyone. And I can honestly say, growing up, in all my life, talking with him and such, he never said a bad word about anyone. He might have said, well, I don't really agree with this or that, but he would never run someone down. And that just really, really spoke to me. I was like, I want to be like that. I do not want to talk anyone down. And I'm sad to say I've done it. I've talked people down, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy for your relationship with Jesus. And it's just very, it's not kind, okay? So I've often, thought about our conversations and stuff. And I just told my mom, I said, Mom, if Grandpa dies, please let us know right away. We will come in for the funeral because I don't think I could miss that. Well, we headed to Colorado, and which is a whole new section of life, okay? So we camped for 2 nights at a campground, and you guys, it was so windy and it was so cold, and we were in a tent. We did have air mattresses, but it was really, really cold. And we were just like, oh man, with the children, like, we can't keep on doing this. And so we did go to we booked an Airbnb, and we went there for a week. Okay, and that was just, it was heaven to us because it was so amazing just being in a clean, dry space, mattresses to sleep on. It was amazing. Okay, so be thankful for your beds, be thankful for your mattresses and your covers. There may be times when you'll have to be a little bit uncomfortable, but that's okay because God is good and He did take care of us. We had a place to sleep, we had food to eat, and God was really good. And so I think with that, I'm going to quit here, I think. And next time I'll take it on from where when we camped for 2 nights in the cold, in the mountains. Yeah, it was amazing family time, but I think I'm gonna make this as my first part of our testimony, and I pray that you guys are blessed by it. Stay tuned for part 2. I will be recording that hopefully next week. We will be in Ohio, so I'm gonna try and get it done next week. Or whenever the Lord tells me to, I guess you'll find that out. Maybe it's yeah. I'm guessing next week probably. We'll see when the Lord speaks, and we'll plan on next week ones, but I'll let you guys know when I post it. You guys subscribing to my channel really, really blesses me. Thank you so much. It helps get my videos out to people. I want this to be an inspiration to the world, okay? So you guys helping me, sharing, commenting, liking. Thank you, thank you, thank you for commenting on my first video if you did. I appreciate it very much, and that is something I want to share is how I was born again. So that is a story for another time, but I thank you for being here. I thank you for the views on my videos, and we love you all. We thank you for your support, and stay tuned for part 2.